Os. Welcome UNLV students to the Shotokan Karate Studies program. By now you should know you've already warmed up, you've gotten the warm-up that you feel your body needs, you're adequate for starting the program this morning. So let's go ahead and get started with our typical, quick, general warm-up. Ready? And Hajime. Ichi. Ni. San. Yon. Go. All right, warmed up good there. Let's turn to the side, bring our heels to our glutes. Good, all right. Let's go ahead and do some high knees as well. Get my workout recorded, here we go. High knees. You can do this slow, just like I'm doing. Again, just bringing your knees up. You can do it fast if you feel like kind of bouncing a little bit, working your calves a little bit. Or if you want to go slow, go slow. And yame. All right, let's come up on our toes, stretching out our calves. And yame. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and do some body hip twists. And yame. Good. Arm up, across the side, stretching out our shoulder. Good, other side. Again, don't hold these too long. Just doing dynamic stretches here. Nothing too static, nothing being held for too long. Switching over. Other side. Good. Feet just widen shoulder width. Go down, touch the floor. Go to the right. Back to center. Go to the left. Back to center. All right, make that a little wider. We're gonna go down to the right, turning up on our left heel, stretching out our hamstring. Good, now we're gonna turn to the left in a long front stance. Pushing on the quad here, pushing the knee over the toe. And down to a runner stand, or a runner stretch. Good. Back up. All right, we're gonna do everything to the other side now. Leaning to the left onto the right heel. Toes pointed up. Stretching out your hamstring. All right, let's rotate that all the way around. Good front stance, long, deep, pushing on the quad, pushing the knee out over the toe, getting a good stretch. Transition that into a runner stretch. And come back to center, come back standing. Good. Turn around, fix your gi. Back to me. Yoi. Subirachi. Free. Yoi. Seiza. Dojo-kun. 一つ、人格完成に人を盛ること。一つ、誠の道を守ること。一つと力の精神を養うこと。一つ礼儀を重んずること。一つ景気の湯を戒めること。Ready? That's it. よい。すぐらっち。Ready? よい。So today's class is an advanced class. Welcome to part 3 of the Bunkai for the kata Kanku. Right, so we've gone over a part 1 class, we've gone over a part 2 class, and if you haven't caught up with those, please go back and check those out because it does go through in detail a first section of the kata, the second section of the kata, and today we're going to hit that third section and final section of the kata Kanku. And we'll most likely go through this kata a few times today. I'm thinking at least twice, but maybe 3 times if possible. We do have a lot to wrap up on today, so same format as the previous classes. We will go through a section of the kata. I'll show you the bunkai for it. We're going to come back here. I will allow you time to go and work on that section and then come back, restart the video, and move on to the next section. Again, this is how it would work if we were standing together in a dojo. Typically what would happen is I would be at the front of the class teaching you a section of the kata, and then we would separate, right? I'd partner you up. You would go with your partner and learn the kata, practice those sections of the kata, right? When you were done, we would come back and we would go to the next section. But I wouldn't be practicing with you, right? I'd be moving through the class and helping you with what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, correcting small minor mistakes, and then we would come back to center of class and move on to the next section. And that's kind of the format that we're going with today, all right? So to start, we're going to go ahead and go through the entire kata, Kanku from beginning to end. I'd like for you to go through this with me if you know the kata. And you should know the kata, right? If you're here taking this class, you're an advanced student, and you are learning the bunkai for the kata, you should know the kata. So, like I said, we're going to go through the kata from beginning to end, and then we'll start. I'll briefly go over what we've learned up to this point, and then we'll pick up on the new section. All right? Okay, let's start. All right, so let's go through protocol together. Yoi, Surachi, right? Yotoi. All right, let's announce kata. Kanku. Your own speed and pace, all right? You finish before me, perfectly fine. If you finish after me, I'll give you a few seconds, and then we'll start class. Ready? Hajime.
All right, so that is the kata, Kanku. So now let's talk about pretty much as quickly as I can, we're gonna go over the Bunkai for what we've learned up to this point, right? So we start off here, we bring our hands up, and again, we talked about this being a block, double hands, right? Your right hand over your left, blocking, and potentially a good push, right? So when it comes to punch, you can block it and move in quickly with that push. You're using both arms and you're using the force of your body, okay? Then you move into this Jodan Shotokan, right? And we talked about that being someone grabbing your lapel, you're trapping the arm here as you block, okay? And then you move to the other side. So you trap this arm and move in for a strike, all right? Pretty straightforward there. Then you move to someone coming at you this direction. You block and pull the arm into your hikite side. At the same time, back fist punch, kick to the knee, shin, groin, inside of the thigh, whatever it happens to be, because they depends on the proximity of your opponent, right? Okay, from there, we talked about this section, and that's actually before that kick. So you move to here. This is a block, so a parry, so the punch is coming, parry, block, punch, strike, right? We talked about this being a strike to soft tissue, again, punch, and strike to soft tissue, right? We go over that in detail because I talk about how that's more of a soft tissue strike than it is an uchi-uke block, okay? Then we stand and come back to this kick that I just described, okay? Shotokan, we talked about this many times. This is just block. Either you're trapping and controlling and striking, or it's a block from this side, and then you're trapping, controlling, striking, making sure the hands stay down as you move forward and strike with that nukite, and that nukite again being straight here to the chest, to the throat, eye gouge, palm heel to the chin, palm heel to the nose, whatever is most convenient for you as a target, all right? From there, you turn, okay? So you strike, block, strike, okay? And again, this could be a block up high, and then you're striking. It could be deflection of a kick, and then you're striking, okay? And again, you follow that up with a kick, a maigeri kick, Jodan level. So again, this could be to the chest, to the chin, but it can also be whatever, again, is depending on how close your opponent is, right? If they're really close, it might just be a knee, okay? If they're close enough, maybe it's a groin kick, all right? But we practice Jodan level kicks, so whatever, again, you feel is most comfortable based on how close your target is. Kick, and then either you're striking that opponent, right, with this manji-uke, or you have an opponent coming from here, and as they go to punch, you're blocking that, striking them in the groin, right? And then grabbing the leg and pulling, right, as you come up. So striking or grabbing the leg, pushing on the hip, about right here. So again, if this is me, I've gone to punch you, you blocked it with that manji-uke. You go to strike me in the groin. They grab this leg and push the hip at the same time, lifting me, knocking me to the ground. That's where you come up to here, okay? And then you repeat that, right? Moving this hand over, deflecting a kick potentially, or a strike, striking again there, and you repeat that same section, okay? Now you're facing this direction over here. You've done the same thing, pulled up to this point, okay? And now we know what this part is, right? We talked about this from Hand Yandon, where you come up to here, hands go to Koshigamai, which could be, right? Again, we talked about this, a hand coming in, you're holding that hand, you get a hold of it, back fist strike, side kick, elbow strike, okay? As you come back, again, it could be Koshigamai that you're grabbing and pulling into the side here for control. It could just be you're coming here as you see an opponent coming and you're blocking, right, a strike with this hand, and then you come up with your side kick, okay? And that side kick could, again, be to the chest, it could be to the knee, it could be to the groin, it could be to several different targets. And like I said, either you're blocking here, right, or you're striking. And it again will depend on the proximity of your opponent to you. And again, this goes back to Hei and Yandan, right, because we talked about it there as well. But this could be several things, okay? It can be that you're blocking. It can be that you pulled that hand in, so you're back fist striking. So take it for what it is, okay? All right, so from there, you're doing your 4 Shotokans. And we know what this is, right? We talked about this being the block, control, strike. You can guide this person over, strike, strike, okay? Or it is 2 separate opponents. Block, control, strike, block, control, strike, okay? Fairly straightforward, all right? We talked about that, we've gone over that in the last class. From there, right, we do another sweep and strike, okay? Then kick. As you land, you're making sure that your opponent's hands stay in check, so you're checking those hands down and striking again with this back fist to the chin, to the nose, similar to that, okay? It could potentially be to soft target here on either side of the neck, right? As you come down, okay? But typically it should be straight in front of you as you come down and do that strike, okay? That's where we left off in the last class, okay? I know I went through that fast, but if you needed more detail, go back and check out part 1 and part 2. Okay, from here, all right, we're facing this direction, okay? From what I just did, the kata, facing this direction, and you do this strike. Sorry, now, again, still from last class, after you do that strike, you parry, block, punch, punch, right? We're done with that section. After this double punch, okay? So again, after you have struck this person in the chin or the nose, okay? Maybe they have come up with this punch, so you parry it and block it, and then double strike to the chest, to the face, to the stomach, whatever it happens to be. Again, proximity matters. So then you do this. You turn and come up, right? Okay, so for this section, or for this part of the Bunkai, what you're doing is someone is moving towards you from behind, right? So I just completed this double punch, right? Someone's moving at me from behind. I see it, okay? So now I'm going to turn around. Actually, I'll turn to here and then I'll show you from a couple of angles. Okay, so we're here. Someone's moving at me from behind with a punch to the back of the head or the neck, or to even grab my shoulder. I'm going to turn, blocking. My hand now comes to the side of their head, and I knee them and crush the side of their head, and then fall with them. Okay? All right, I hope that makes sense. Your opponent is coming to punch. Okay? As you turn, you block, crush the side of their head at the same time, here on this side of their head, right? Just like this. So this part of your arm is on this side of their head. This part you've blocked over here, and then you're slamming and pushing this part of their head into your arm. At the same time, right, we come up with this knee. This knee falls into them. Could be the groin, could be to the stomach. Okay, so again, as you turn, it goes to there. And you fall forward. So essentially what you're doing is you've struck them, you're very close to them at this point, and you're going to fall with them with this back fist right here into their shoulder. Okay, so I'm just gonna move towards you, right? So double punch, right? Okay. Now, in the kata, when you land, your foot is turned sideways, and you're supposed to land just like this, okay? Fingertips to the floor, just in front of your big toe. All right, for the Bunkai, it doesn't matter, okay? Again, what you've done here is you're striking, kneeing your opponent, and falling to take them to the ground, all right? That's what that section is, in my opinion. That's the best explanation that I can give for what's happened and what is happening. Okay, so I'll turn again. We'll go from here. So we've done our double punch, and now we're turning. And then you come back to here. All right? So why are you coming back to that low Shotokan, that Gedan Shotokan? Let's look at it this way. So we've fallen under our opponent here to the ground, and someone is coming to kick my leg, to stomp on my leg, right? I'm vulnerable, yeah? I'm here, and someone's gonna come and stomp on my leg right there. Okay, so I'm here to the ground, I see it coming, strike. That's it, it's that simple. You strike that leg away, okay, and then move in with an attack. Shotokan, yeah? So you're either moving in with an attack or another block. So maybe they went to strike or to kick you, right? And you deflected that. And now as you stand and move, maybe they're going to try to throw a punch and you block it, okay? Or you've moved that leg out of the way, and as you stand, you strike, okay? Right, because you come up to here and then there, okay, for that Shotokan. So again, it could be there. The Shuto comes from this side. So you stomped, it got kicked, moved over, deflected, right? And then they come in and they strike you here. Or it could be that once that deflection happened, you went to punch and they deflected there or blocked it there. Okay. After that Shuto, right, we're going to turn, right? Sorry. That was a lot of information to absorb, okay? So, based on all of that, I'm gonna give you a few seconds here to go and practice that, all right? I didn't mean to move so quickly. We went through sections 1 and 2, okay? Now, for this section 3, I've given you some things to work on, right? So, mainly, right, what we've started with is this turn and strike your opponent, fall to the ground, okay? As you're turning and striking, keep that fall going. Your opponent is coming behind you to kick your leg, block it, Shotokan, okay? Again, if you have a partner to work with, you are blessed. Work with that opponent to have them stomp your leg, it gets deflected, and then do your Shotokan, and decide how that's gonna work. Is it really an attack? Or have they kicked, it got deflected, and then they're trying to attack again, and you're blocking, all right? So I'll give you a few seconds to work on that, and I'll meet you right back here. All right, so hopefully you had time to practice that. Now, this next section is, you've done your Shotokan, right? So we've landed, Shuto, and then we turn for this, right? Okay, so in my opinion, what you're doing here could be one of two things. One, you're taking that guy with you, right? We just did this down, we blocked that kick, and then we moved in for the attack here, yeah? Now, we're grabbing him, we're holding him, pulling him, and turning, okay? You're moving him over to here so you can punch him, and then grabbing him again, pulling him over to here, and double punching him. All right, so essentially you're moving that guy back and forth, using your hips, using your strong base here, right? Let's look at it as me coming toward you, okay? So I've knocked away his leg, and then moved in immediately for the Shotokan, all right? Now I'm going to grab him and turn him, which is this, but I've grabbed him and I've moved him to here, now I'm punching. After I punch him, I grab his lapel, grab his arm, grab his shoulder, grab his head, and move him to here, and double punch him. Okay? That makes sense. Or it could be two opponents, right? So it could be that we have, I'm just gonna move back a little bit further, blocked this, Shuto here. Now you're going to grab him, right, and turn for this uchi-uke, right? This is just a one opponent. So shuto here. Turn, punch, punch. This could be two opponents. Shuto here. Now you're going to grab him and turn him here to punch him. Maybe he's done. You see this other opponent coming, block, punch, right? It makes sense either way, whether it's two opponents or you're dragging that one opponent around and manhandling that opponent to get him to stop fighting, right? Because you fought him for a long time here, right? He tried to stomp your leg, you knocked it away. Then moved in for this shuto or attack, grabbed him, turned him to here to strike him, then grabbed him again, moved him to here for another double strike. That's very feasible, right? That makes a lot of sense when you look at what could potentially be happening, okay? And I know that's a lot, okay? Because I want you to be able to think about this, and if you have a partner, this is a good time to actually practice this. If you don't have a partner, think about hand placement, okay? You've done this block here, right? And now you've got to get a big turn, 270-degree turn facing this direction for a single punch. So after this shuto-uke, grabbing the lapel, the shoulder, the side of the face, the hip, and turning that opponent all the way to here to then punch. And then you're going to grab him again and grab the side of his head and turn him to here for that double punch. Okay? Physics matters. Okay? Again, proximity to your opponent matters. The height and weight of your opponent matters. So is it one opponent that you're moving and turning, or is it two opponents? One, you're finishing an attack, then you're turning and blocking and double punching for another attack. Okay, so just something that you have to think about and work with. Okay, because after that double punch, right, we come back to Koshigamai, when we've talked about this already in this kata, right? A punch comes in, so maybe you double punch this person, he then is coming in, you grab and pull to here as you back fist and kick. Okay, now it is shown more in this 90 degrees, right? Because we have gone here for this double punch and then we come to here and the back fist and the kick goes out this direction. But if it's still this opponent, it's still this opponent, right? They go to punch and you grab it and control it and then back fist, kick low, right? Or if it's just a deflection and then you go to block again, another punch coming that you control up and then kick, come down. All right. So a lot to unpack there. Okay. So I want to give you some time to kind of go over that section, practice it a few times. Okay. Again, making your decision on what you've decided to do. Okay. We popped up, strike, turn that opponent, block, block, punch, move them to the other side, punch. Now what are we doing? We're going to grab their arm and strike and kick at the same time. Are we deflecting, and then kicking? Okay, so think about that section. Think about how you want to best handle that section, what you're going to do. Okay, if you have a partner, great. Try to work with that partner. Swap back and forth until you really figure this part out. Okay, meet me back here and we'll move on to the next section. All right, welcome back. So now we've gone through that section. We've come to here, we've done our kick, and now you land in this shuto-uke, right? And we've gone through this a bunch too. So again, this could be a block, all right? And then you're grabbing or moving or making sure that they're not striking with this other hand as you then move in for your nukete. The nukete could easily be anywhere in this section, and this is important because I do want it to still be in this section because of how the next part works, right? So this is what the kata looks like. Shuto-uke, nukete, strike, elbow. Yeah? All right, this is all happening to one opponent, okay? And I want to make it make sense for you. So, shuto-uke, okay? You blocked, all right? And now you're moving into, so you blocked over here, now you're moving into maybe parrying this arm as you move into this strike somewhere in here, okay? Grabbing this arm, okay, because maybe he's grabbed this arm at this point, right? Shotokan, he's going to grab this arm as you've deflected something from this arm. Nukete happens somewhere in here. Now lift his arm, grab his arm, lift it up, and come underneath it as you elbow him here. Rake your fist down his face, and then strike him in the chest, somewhere in here. And then, right, you can come around for that elbow strike. All right, that's a lot to unpack, yeah? So let me show you kind of, hopefully I can show you what your opponent is doing, what's happening. First, they're coming in with this strike. You've deflected it. They grab your arm, they go to punch here, but you push this down. Now they moved in for this nukete, okay? They're on their heels at this point. You're coming up and over under their arm. As you turn, elbow me here, strike down on my face, and then hammer fist punch my face here. Then you're grabbing the back of my head and slamming your elbow into my face. All right. Think about that. Unpack it a little bit, okay? It's a lot there, yeah? All right. Let's move in this direction and kind of show you the same thing. And I'm going to show you the same thing with the opponent one more time. All right. Shotokan. Nukete. Grab the arm, come up under the arm, underneath it. If you have to duck, that's okay. Duck. Grab the arm, come up underneath it. Elbow. Fist down the face. Hammer strike. Grab their head. Elbow strike. Then you're dropping, then you come to here, then we move on to the next section, okay? But all that happens with one opponent. You're moving towards that opponent. I go to strike you, block with the Shotokan. I'm going to do something with this hand, but you knock it down, and then move in with the nukete. I'm on my heels. You pick up this arm, turning underneath it, to come around, elbow. Back fist to the face, hammer fist to the face, then you grab my head and slam your elbow into my face. A lot there, okay? But it is a fairly complex section, and I want you to hopefully be able to work with someone to go through this. If you can't, imagine how it would work, all right? Really think about what I've just explained and how it would work with an opponent standing there fighting with you, okay? Think about that, right? They go to strike, block, move again, nukete knocks it down, moves into here. Come up and under my arm, and you can let this arm go at this point. You're coming up under that arm, elbow strike here, back fist to the face, hammer fist to the face, and then you're grabbing me and pulling my face into your elbow strike, okay? And that ends that part. Now, we go to focus on another part, right? Elbow strike, down, we're blocking over here and moving into another section, all right? So practice that a few times and we'll pick right up from there. All right, I'm hoping that you were able to go over that with a partner. If not, hopefully you're able to understand it fully on your own. Now this next section I'm gonna go over really quickly and have you practice it because it's completely separate from the next part, right? So this part here, we're in this keep it out stance, right? The opponent is moving at us from this direction, okay? In the kata, our hands are here, we go to block down, but could also be a block up, all right? So I don't want you to get locked into this, but it could be a kick came in and you deflected it, all right? Then the next thing you do is this, what I call the steering wheel section. You blocked, you go up, and then your hands move to here, okay? Let me show you from the back, right? So block, here, here, and you go down, right? That's the kata, yes? So again, just one more time. Here, block, there, down, down, and then you go up, okay? Let's concentrate on the down part. Okay, so your opponent is coming in at you from this direction, right? You're going to block, deflect a kick, or punch. Maybe there's a strike coming, you deflect it. Okay, you're going to reach over. Deflect or deflect the kick. While you're down here, you're going to grab that leg, grab that pant leg. This hand does this where you move up and over. You're really taking and grabbing your opponent in front of their face, so reaching down across here and grabbing here. You've already got a hold of their leg at the same time. Okay, you grabbed here, hold their entire leg, and here on your opponent. All right, think about it. Deflection, grab, reach over, grab, lift. Okay, that's important. What I want you to do is lift the leg and push down at the same time. That's going to drop your opponent to the floor. Dropping them to the floor, and then you punch. Okay? That is what I'm doing in that section. Okay, again, I'm going to show you from two angles, front and back. But again, deflect, reach over and grab. Maybe with this leg you're throwing a knee in there as well. Throwing a knee to their butt, right there, or the small of their back, or helping you get this leg off the ground. Knee, grabbing and dumping them to the floor, and then a strike. All right, so look at it from the other side. From here, deflection, grab, a knee, as you grab them, dump them to the floor, strike. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense, right? It looks like it makes sense. Let's try one more time. Let me show you again. So again, you're here, deflection, grab, knee to the back, reaching over, grabbing, dumping them to the floor, and then punching. Okay? Again, grabbing here, lifting here, grab here and here, lift that leg, push this down. That knee to the small of the back or the butt or to the back of this leg helps get it off the ground. Okay? All of those pieces are important in exactly what you're doing and how this looks in the kata, right? I want the bunkai to match as closely to what we're actually doing as much as possible. All right, so again, from here, deflection, grab knee, dump them to the floor, strike. All right? All right, if you're gonna try that with a partner, be very careful, okay? Mostly careful that they're not gonna spike on this knee. All right, you're gonna have to do this kind of slow, where maybe as you dump them, they are laying on your leg, and then gently lower them to the floor for that finishing strike, okay? But go slow for sure. All right, if you don't have a partner, I want you just to imagine and think about how this is actually going to work for you, right? This block moves that kick out of the way, and then you're able to grab a hold of that leg. Then that knee comes in to help get them off balance as you go reach over them to grab this portion of their body. Then force them to the ground and strike. Okay? All right. Go and work on that section for a few seconds, a few minutes, come back, and we will go on to the next section. All right, so hopefully you've had enough time to practice that. I want to go into this next section. This next section, you have punched down, and then you move up with this Jodan, this Jujiuke, right? This X block up. And we know this is typically from a punch, right? A punch is coming, and you're deflecting it up. And you're controlling this hand. Okay, sorry, I don't want my mouth in front covered. You're controlling this hand. And now all you're doing is rotating around and dropping that person to the floor. What does it look like in the kata? Block, and then we turn, right? We're facing here, and then we turn to face here, all right? That's exactly what you're doing. Let's look at it from your opponent's perspective, okay? I go to punch, it gets pushed up there, and now you control my arm. As you're turning and rotating and pulling down, I'm going to fall. It is somewhat of a throw. It is a wrist lock that leads to a throw. Okay, so again, as you have come up here, grab and control the arm, bringing it over and down. And when you do it quickly, it will drop your opponent to the ground because you are in control of their arm, twisting it, and then quickly dropping it. Your opponent will go down to the floor. Okay? So look at it again from that perspective. You finish this opponent on the floor, punched. You see an opponent coming straight for you, block, control that arm, drop them to the floor. We're now facing in the right direction. Okay? Now in the old description of how this works, right? We've finished this opponent. We go to block this opponent, and what they're actually asking you to do is make the turn and break the arm. Okay, so you have control of the arm, and you're turning and bringing it right here, right? Because it would be backwards. The elbow is about here. You bring it down and break that arm. So again, elbow is about here. You have control, and you break the arm. Okay, here's the problem. You blocked it, turn around your head, and break the arm. Right here. I'm not facing the right direction for the kata, right? We block here, and then we're turning under to here. I should be facing this direction. We go all the way to here in the kata, okay? So that's my problem with that, which is why I kind of make this more of a throw than anything, more than a break. Again, the old explanation of this is that it's a break, and it just doesn't work for the kata because of the turn, okay? So try that a couple times. You have to figure out how you're going to control that arm, manipulate that arm once you have control here. You've blocked it and you're going to grab it and control it as you turn. And I want you to whip it, okay? You got to turn relatively fast and have good control of that arm to whip it down to bring your opponent to the ground. But it will work. You will bring your opponent to the ground there, okay? So give that a try, practice that a few times, and we'll move on to the next section. All right, so hopefully you've had time to work on that. Now we've turned, right? We're turned to here, and what we do is we kind of bring our fist down here slowly, right? So we've gone from this block, turning, and then we bring our fists are crossed, our wrists are crossed, and we come down here slow. And then we execute this knee, this double kick, right? It's kick, kick, strike, yeah? All right, so let's look at it again in this way. Your opponent is coming straight for you, right? We've dropped this opponent to the floor, right, with our turn. Dropped them to the floor. This opponent's coming straight to you. You're going to block. Maybe there's a punch coming. Maybe there's not. Maybe as you see them coming, you move in. You grab here as far up as you can. Grab up as far as you can. Because what I want to have happen when you grab and turn your wrist and grab the other side and turn your wrists and start to pull to cross your hands together in front, what is that doing? Starting to choke your opponent, right? Choking them. So all you're doing is pulling in to your chest. There's going to come a time when it's going to start to knock them out because what you're doing is cutting off oxygen to their brain. Grabbing each side of their gi or their clothing or their jacket or their coat, pull as you try to cross your arms, right? We're here in the kata. Reach up in there, deep, grab, pull into your chest. That's all you're doing. Drop your weight and pull. You will choke them, right? If you're working with an opponent, tap, okay? Your opponent needs to tap to say, okay, you got me. Okay, that hurts because it's going to hurt, all right? Again, you see that opponent coming, grab, pull, and then when they're tapping, when they're getting ready to go out, what are you doing? Jumping into them with those double knees. Knee, strike. All right? Let's do that coming straight to you. Okay? You see that opponent, you finished this guy. Right? You've done your arm lock to the ground. He's coming straight at you, you move forward. Grab, pull in. Okay? And you should be up so tight and in there that they're not doing anything with their arms. they can't really do much. And the only thing they can do is, because they're so close to you, is little punches in here, okay? But when you start to pull and choke, that's gonna stop pretty quick. And depending on, again, how quickly you do it, pull in, and then you're throwing those double knees. Knee, strike, okay? Take that opponent down quickly, because like I said, you're not doing anything with their arms, okay? I'm moving towards you to maybe get a punch in, and you go to grab me, and then start choking me. All right, I might have something here. I can't go up high because you're in the way, right? You've got a hold of me here, you're pulling me in. I can't really go high, okay? So you've done that, and now immediately kick, strike, okay? That back fist strike to the nose, to the chin, or to the soft target on either side of the neck, all right? So, fairly simple, pretty straightforward, right? Grab, choke, okay? Give it a try, all right? Try it a couple times, make sure that it works out for you, and then we'll wrap up the kata. All right, hopefully you had enough time to work on that. Let's finish up this kata. Okay, so after you have landed this, that strike, sorry, I have to go through the whole thing. So grabbed here, Mizuki, strike, okay? Then you go turn to there to finish, right? We're facing this direction when I do the kata. I turn and there, okay? All right, so let's look at it this way. This is another throw, right? Hopefully that makes sense when you look at the previous section that we looked at, where you're here, you go to grab, yeah? Looks exactly the same, doesn't it? All right, so I'm gonna show you, I'll face kind of this direction, okay? So I've landed this, and now I'm going to turn here. I see a punch coming, all right? I'm gonna come up and under it, grab, lift, and drop. And that's the end of the kata, all right? Hopefully you can see that, okay? You've just landed your back fist strike here. I'm moving towards you, and I'm going to go to punch. You move under it, grab here, lift and dump, right? I just landed this. I see you coming. I'm gonna come up under you, grab, lift, and around, okay? That's my best interpretation of what happens right there at the end. And every time I do it, I feel like my back ends up to you, but let's try it from here, okay? Strike. They're coming from this direction. I'm moving under, grab, up. All right. I'll keep turning a little bit more. Okay, so now we landed it here. I see them coming. I'm moving under, grab, and up. Okay. Grab that leg. Grab inside their body here. You can grab any part of their clothing here. In here, or just as long as you got this inside of this, when you go to grab that leg, pushing here, pulling here, they're gonna go down, right? So again, when you see that punch coming, you're moving under it and in. In the kata, you're going here, right? This leg is really close. You turn this one to go to here. Same thing. You see them coming, up under it, grab, up. Okay? So move this part of the body, move this part of your arm against their body. As you lift that leg, they're going to drop to the floor for you to come back up to the finished position. Okay? That's it, right? That's the entire kata. So, I'll give you a chance here. Go ahead and go practice that part. Let's come back, go through the kata one more time before we wrap up class today. So hopefully that was enough time for you. Got some good practice in there, making sure that that body dump works, bringing your opponent to the floor, okay? Let's go through the kata again to wrap up class, all right? So again, your own speed and pace, and not looking for anything super fast here, not looking for anything really slow. I want you to go through the entire kata. Don't rush through the kata, right? And if you want, I want you to kind of think about it as you go through this, think about everything that we've gone through to make sure that you are understanding fully the bunkai for every single move that we're doing here today. All right? Ready? Gotta make sure I have room for the kick this time. I didn't the first time. So, ready? Yoi. Surachi. Ring. Yoi. Kanku dai. Your own speed and pace. Hajime. All right, so there's the kata. We got to practice it again before we end the class today. Let's come back to center. Yoi, surachi, ring, yoi, seiza. All right, today's meditation, go through as much of the kata as you can in bunkai format, right? Try to take it from beginning to end. Probably not gonna have that much time in my meditation here today, but I'll give you a little bit of extra time. Let's see how well it goes. Ready? Mokuso. Mokuso yame, sentin yore. Tate. Yoi. Sudachi. Right? Yo. Os. All right, students, thank you for joining me for this final portion of the Bunkai for the kata Kanku. We'll see you next week.